Bill 13, the Regulated Professions Neutrality Act.
Back off of free speech. That's the demand of a new Alberta bill aimed at organizations overseeing professionals like doctors, lawyers, teachers, and nurses.
Regulate professional ethics, regulate competence, make sure, for example, that our doctors are good doctors, make sure that our lawyers are good lawyers, and leaving it at that.
The government alleges that in far too many cases, regulatory bodies have started policing the social and political views of its members. Bill 13 seeks to restrict discipline for off-duty conduct, with the exception of violent threats or criminal convictions. It would also restrict mandatory training if it's deemed irrelevant. That is a gray area that could end up in court. But one example, the Premier says, the Law Society of Alberta requiring members to take a 5-hour course on Indigenous cultural competency.
There'd be some areas of law where that would be relevant, particularly natural resource law or environmental law, but personal injury law and real estate law, maybe not so much.
But the Law Society disagrees. Its website stating whether a lawyer's practice involves Indigenous clients or not, lawyers have an ongoing obligation to educate themselves on the issues that are relevant to the communities where they live and practice law. The Premier brought up one case which inspired this legislation, that being the battle over highly controversial psychologist, now podcaster, Dr. Jordan Peterson.
The Nazis, they played ethnic identity politics and racial superiority.
Peterson, a frequent guest on the Joe Rogan podcast, eventually agreed to take social media training that was required by his then regulatory body after it deemed his social media posts degrading. That was after the Supreme Court declined to hear his case.
Similar notable cases have involved nurses, doctors, and teachers that have been punished, sanctioned, or have had their licenses threatened for comments that they have made on social media.
But the NDP says the government is interfering with self-regulating industries.
The Premier is about concentrating power in her hands, and that's just another attempt. And this time the target is regulated professions.
In the past, the Canadian Civil Liberties Association said while it doesn't endorse all of Peterson's views, they agreed with him that regulatory bodies should not police speech unrelated to their jobs. From Edmonton, Sean Amato, City News.